Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And I did this last year where I did a bit of a preview for each playoff series in the NBA. So, of course, the NBA regular season came to a close yesterday. Now we know 4 of the 8 matchups. We'll find out the other 4 once the play-in tournament is over. But I'm going to start with the 3-6 matchup in the East between the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons. Now, before I get started, for these, I am going to make my predictions, except when it involves the Knicks. Why? If you look behind me, you could see some Knicks stuff. Yes, I'm a diehard Knicks fan, so I definitely would be biased. So I'd rather hear from you guys who you think will take this first round matchup between the Pistons and the Knicks. But now that I've said that, let's get into it. So during the regular season, we see the Knicks finish 7 games better than the Detroit Pistons. Offensive rating dipped a little bit once Jalen Brunson missed some time with his ankle injury. The defensive rating was middle of the pack, but improved once Mitchell Robinson came back from his injury. Meanwhile, the Pistons close to the middle of the pack in both offensive and defensive rating. But again, so much improvement. It's just so impressive that they're even here, because last season they only won 14 games. Of course, set a record for longest losing streak in a single season. And here they are with more than triple the wins and not even needing to go through the play-in tournament to reach the postseason. So kudos to them. What a season from the Detroit Pistons. Knicks, are a pretty accurate three-point shooting team, although they don't attempt them at the rate that nearly some of the other teams do, like, say, Boston. Meanwhile, Detroit, it was fairly evident they needed shooting, while, again, they're close to the middle of the pack when it comes to percentage from deep, 17th in the league at 36.2%. They at least do get there. Shoot it a lot more than they did the previous year. What the Pistons lack at is ability to keep opponents off the free throw line. They allow 2 more free throw attempts per game than they have as a team. Meanwhile, the Knicks, not one of the best teams at going to the free throw line, but they still attempt 1.2 more than their opponents, so that's something to watch. Detroit, definitely a physical team, and we saw that in the last matchup. The Pistons actually won the season series 3-1, including a recent game on Thursday. So we'll see if that is a harbinger of things to come in this series. Take a look at the projected starting lineups. So these have been the starting lineups when everybody's been available for quite some time. Of course, the Pistons have been out without Jaden Ivey for a long period of time with a fibula injury, broken left fibula. He's been out, I believe, since January. Now, he's resumed basketball activities. He won't be ready to start the series. Maybe he comes back. You can't really, it's hard to predict. But anyhow, he might come off the bench anyway. Cade Cunningham and Jalen Brunson, 2 guys who might both be all NBA this season. Again, a lot of people said the Pistons need to surround Cunningham with more outside shooting. They did that. Hardaway and Harris, part of the starting lineup. We'll see a bench guy shortly. While Sir Thompson, definitely not an outside shooter. Man, is he a hard-nosed defender, and it's going to be him probably on Jalen Brunson most of the time. And for the Knicks, maybe Bridges mostly on Cunningham. We'll probably see Anunoby on him as well. Tobias Harris looking for revenge. He was a member of the Sixers last year. The Knicks defeated the Sixers in the opening round 6 games. And in that game 6, Tobias Harris didn't even score. Jalen Duran is a good offensive player, double-double machine. Not really much of a rim protector is Doran, so we'll see if Karl Anthony Towns can take advantage of that. We're going to take a look at the reserves, and I'm going to go 5 deep for both teams, although I know people are saying Tom Thibodeau is not going to go 10 deep, and I agree. He's definitely not, but I just like putting it at 5. And, Pistons likewise. I think the Pistons, I could see them going with a 9-man rotation for that fifth guy. I thought about either Sasser or Simone Fontecchio. I went with Sasser, but I think it's Beasley, Schroeder, Stewart, and Holland that get the minutes. Now, Isaiah Stewart definitely gave Towns fits on Thursday, was keeping him a little further outside the paint than he probably wanted. Did cause Stewart to foul out, but someone that doesn't make Towns comfortable, so I could see him playing a huge role. Schroeder really struggled with the Warriors after a solid start with the Nets. Hasn't been scoring efficiently with Detroit, but definitely has been a steadying force on the second unit. Of course, Malik Beasley probably is going to finish runner-up for 6th man of the year behind Peyton Pritchard of the Celtics. Beasley just one shy of the league lead in three-pointers, finished 1 3-pointer behind Anthony Edwards. Now, the Knicks have had one of the least productive benches in the NBA this season. Other than Deuce McBride, haven't been able to find that consistent scoring option. Like I said, Thibs probably is going to go 8 deep, I would guess, in the playoffs. Now, the question is, will that 8th guy be Landry Shamet or Cameron Payne? I mean, since Robinson's been back, Achua hasn't fully been in the rotation. Now, Robinson hadn't been playing back-to-back, so Chua had been playing minutes in the second of those, but I don't expect him to see action unless Robinson were to get hurt, knock on wood. We know he's had his injury problems in his career. But yes, Shamet versus Payne. The Knicks, probably less so this season than previous years, have used Deuce McBride as the backup point guard. Of course, Payne has been that all season. Once the Knicks had numerous injuries in the backcourt, we saw DeLon Wright do it. DeLon Wright would probably be the 6th man off the bench if I went that deep. So that'll be interesting to see. Shamet end of the season playing much better, shooting the ball with much more confidence. Cameron Payne kind of regressed in that area, but he's a guy who's provides a lot of energy. So much fun to watch on the bench, and almost reminds me of like a Theo Pinson with the Knicks a few years back, although Theo Pinson didn't play at all. So yes, normally at the end of the video, I would make my prediction, how many games, who would win the series. I am not going to do that because, as I mentioned, I am a die-hard Knicks fan, so I'm actually going to look up the series odds. So right now, out of the 4 series, by far, the Knicks are the biggest favorite. This is according to DraftKings Sportsbook. They are minus 425. The Pistons are plus 330. None of the other 3 series even see the favorite at minus 200. So what are your thoughts? Who do you think will advance to the second round in this series? How many games do you see it going? I'm going to try to get through all the series before the playoffs start, and in the other 7 series, I will make my prediction. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, and subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.